Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. I have here Lina Palacios, who is our stylist now for 3 or 4 years. We've been working together. We've been working together for a few years now, and Lina, thank you for being here tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about style. We're going to take some questions. We're going to see really to get your thoughts on what you think in today's modern age, like a stylish guy should be wearing. You have a tendency to put things together in a way that's like really different than what's traditional. Suit and tie, that's pretty basic when it comes to our shoes. We've always managed a way to give our shoes like the sense of style that's like pretty unique, and I guess like left of center. So could you tell us a little bit about how you got that style sense and like a little bit about your background so we can get where that comes from?
Yeah, sure. Thank you guys for having me. For sure. It's been a great ride. It's been 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years.
And my name's Lina Palacios, by the way. And so to answer your question, I put together things that just often people think wouldn't go together, but they end up just working. I went to school for design, so that has a big factor into it. I studied design and I took a menswear class and I loved it. And then I ended up after college, I went to I started off at a job that I didn't like, and I was looking for something else, and I went to a party and met someone who was actually happened to be Dwayne Wade's stylist. And so she's my mentor. I must have emailed her like 3-4 times a week, and she ignored me for a while, but then she finally let me intern for her. And so my experience started in menswear, and it continued on. Through that, I started working with professional athletes and just all things menswear. So I'm able to apply like my knowledge in women's wear, obviously, to menswear, and my knowledge in menswear to women's wear. So it's kind of a twist. I like to mix patterns and colors and things that pop out.
There's a really big movement in the world of athletics of guys coming to that press conference, the press room, like dressed pretty eclectically.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you like pay close attention to that? Like, does even the type of person that you're going to be dressing like affect the way that you choose the clothes for them, like put things together for them? Does their personality or their profession like affect the way that you look at a project?
Yes, of course. I feel like first their personality, it's a must. It definitely alters like what they wear for sure, because if you're kind of like a low-key guy that doesn't really like to stand out, I can't put you in anything that you might feel uncomfortable in or might look uncomfortable in. Looking uncomfortable is just probably the biggest mistake you can do in fashion. So yeah, and even profession, obviously I can't put you in shorts if you're a businessman. Yeah. And so it all factors in.
Is there a way to kind of like ease in? Because a lot of our shoes, obviously we cover a lot of the basics, as you know, and you also that in our photo shoots we kind of like to go with what's a little bit bolder. So is there a way for a guy to kind of ease into something that's not a black or a brown shoe, like maybe something with a big patina, or maybe a purple shoe, a green shoe? Like, can a person that's not used to that get themselves comfortable with wearing something like that?
Yeah, I think it all takes time, and it all takes getting used to, really. I would say to start off, like I always like to give the shoe the pop, So if you like your shoes and you spend money on your shoes, like you could wear a all one color outfit and then give your shoes, the center stage.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah, I guess that's one of the reasons that I happen to like shoes, because a lot of times, even when you are in a corporate environment, everyone's wearing a black suit or a brown suit or a navy suit, maybe have a tie that pops a little bit, or a handkerchief or whatever it is. But the shoes where you can really like portray your personality, and like you can tell people a little bit more about who you are, which is kind of why I got into face marks to begin with, I guess.
Yeah.
So is there like something that you would usually suggest to someone? Like if it's a guy just starting out, just kind of like filling up his wardrobe, like maybe he just got out of school or maybe he's just got hired at a big law firm or whatever it is. Like, how do you think that he should go about like starting to build his wardrobe? You know, in terms of suits, maybe something that he can transition from the workplace to the evening. What are the first like 2 or 3 pairs of shoes look like? Like, how do you help someone build something like that?
Okay, so as far as clothing, I think, you know, obviously a good navy and gray suit is a go-to. It's very important. But what I would say is do your research most of all and use a tailor. I can't say it enough. Use a tailor, use a tailor, use a tailor.
Fit makes all the difference.
Fit makes all the difference.
Yeah.
You know, you could be better dressed than the executive with a lower end suit that fits well.
Yeah.
You know, so that's most important. Get your hems right, you know, and because you know you can make a shoe look terrible with a bad hem.
We know from a lot of our
we know
shoots.
that from a lot of our shoots.
We spend a lot of time working on those hems.
Yeah.
That's huge, and that's especially when you do the close-up photography. Like we're focusing on the shoes and the hems all off.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
big.
So to start with, shoe wise, I would say a good black cap toe, like an Oxford cap toe, a darker brown wingtip is pretty basic. A lighter brown double monk strap. Something like that.
Is a wingtip? I know traditionally a wingtip is intended more as like a casual shoe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, more and more you see people kind of breaking those rules, so that doesn't even matter so much anymore.
Yeah.
Like, what's like, you know, how do you pair a wingtip with something like really professional, really traditional? Like,
you know, for me there are no rules as long as once you know the rules, you can break them. So for me, I would literally put a wingtip with denim with jeans, and I would put a wingtip with a nice double-breasted suit, but I wouldn't put it with a pair of shorts, you know?
Although you could probably pull that off.
I could probably get someone to pull that off. I wouldn't be able to pull it off.
I'm actually thinking LeBron when he walked in with those shorts that time. And everyone's like thinking like, what? But like he pulled it off. You know, some guys can do those types of things.
Mm-hmm.
And like, is there like in that transition from like everyone wants their wardrobe to be versatile. Like everyone wants to like be able to have something that they can use for multiple occasions. How, like, let's say a guy, like, how do you think that a guy can go from that workplace into like evening wear?
Yes.
Like comfortably, like, you know, do you just have to have something else in your car, or can you like, is there something you can put together maybe?
I always think that layering is the key. Like even if it's just light layering, like you could do a dress shirt with a light sweater over, and then you know, a jacket, like your suit jacket. And then when you're out of work, you take off your suit jacket, and you can either take off your dress shirt and just leave the sweater tucked in with a trouser and your dress shoe, and that's super clean, and it's different from what you were wearing at work. And so I think something like that works. But also like just bring a t-shirt, you know, and you could take off your dress shirt and just put a t-shirt on. Now you're in a suit with a t-shirt, and it looks casual, it looks chic, it looks cool, you know, young. And
actually that's a really cool look. I'm actually picturing a guy with a t-shirt under, suit, and maybe like a pair of loafers. Of course, it'd have to be summer.
Yeah.
In Miami, maybe. But
yeah.
But what do you think about that? Like wearing loafers with suits, the whole idea that you shouldn't be showing your socks, and some people say you should show your socks. Should your socks match your pants? I guess is a great basic question. Or should you never wear socks?
I mean, there's guys that feel like they have to wear socks. Yeah. I don't feel like socks are always necessary. Obviously, you're not gonna wear socks with your loafers. Yeah. It just doesn't. It looks.
Would it be wearing
crazy.
them with a suit? Like penny loafers with this, you're no socks all the way.
I don't love the sock with the loafer. It you know, it looks dated.
Yeah. Do you think I can walk into an office, so like to my law firm, and walk in with no socks?
Nowadays, yeah. I think anything goes. nowadays.
You just have to have the confidence.
Yeah, you have to have the confidence. I mean, you know what guys do all day. They make fun of each other. You might get made fun of, but that's it's all in the all in the thing. Now, then your friends will be wearing loafers without socks.
It's true. Setting the trend inside.
Yeah, exactly.
True. And what about like patterns and prints? Like how do you like pair like maybe like a tie with a pattern, like with like a basic shirt? Like how do you put all that stuff together so that it looks, sharp, like modern, like a little bit fresh without make it look
I
good?
love to mix patterns. So I would do like even a striped shirt with a plaid tie and a window pane suit. Like, to me, that's like super cool. Yeah. Some guys, they can't really put that, they don't have the eye to put it together. But I'd just say, like, stay away from bad plaid.
Yeah.
Bad plaid is always bad plaid. If you're not too sure, and then also the width of the ties are kind of important, and the width of the lapel, that all kind of brings it in, because if it's off, then, and you're mixing patterns and the proportions are off, then it just kind of gets messy.
So you bring a great point, because I know like what's really in are those skinny ties. But for example, for a guy like me, like I have kind of broad shoulders, so when I put on those skinny ties, like my neck looks huge, my shoulders look huge, and I have like this little thing that looks like a little string hanging from my neck.
Yeah.
Like, and it's hard to find ties these days that are not like narrower.
Yeah.
Like, is it depend on body type, like where you're wearing? Like,
yeah, it definitely depends on body type. If you're broader, you should be wearing a not so skinny tie. Yeah. It'll definitely make you look broader if you put on a skinny tie. So like I'd stay within like 2.5 inches, 2.25 inches. That's like pretty basic tie width. Yeah. Obviously, if you're a slimmer guy, you can do the skinny ties. But yeah, you should also. They say you should also always match your lapel width with your tie width. But I don't think it needs to be exact. It just can't be total wide peak lapel and then like a super skinny tie. Then that might look crazy. Yeah, no.
And talking about measurements, I think something that guys always kind of have trouble with is like and also when it comes to trends, like these things change all the time. So like the length of your suit or even your shirt, like is there like a certain width, like a certain amount of shirt that should be showing under your suits? Like your pants, like how far over your ankles? Like I know like a lot of the stuff that we do, and a lot of it is because we want to show the shoe more than anything. Yeah. Like we use like really short.
Yeah, we have no break at all. No break. Very far from break.
So it is, but like for the average guy, like that's going to wear this stuff like on a day-to-day basis, are there recommendations of those lengths above your wrist, above your ankles, even like the length above your waist or below your waist of your like suit jacket?
Yeah, like, definitely. All of that has its format. So your cuff should be like about 1/2 inch. Your shirt cuff should be 1/2 inch longer than your suit jacket. I like little to no break on hems, just because it's more modern, it's more fun. You can show your socks if you want to wear funky socks,
which is really
in. As far as your jacket length, obviously, traditional jacket length, when you have your arms down, it should come to right here, like your thumb knuckle. But nowadays people are wearing their jackets shorter, and it doesn't have to be so traditional. So just as long as it covers your rear, it should just cover your back.
I think we can say butt here.
I think we can say butt. Yeah. So as long as it covers your butt, and you can go as short as that. Yeah. It doesn't have to be so traditional, because sometimes even some guys have really long arms, and then you look crazy. Your suit is like above your knee.
I have that problem. Like my proportions are off between my shoulder, my arm length, like my torso length, and so like I always have to go to alterations and to make it fit.
Alterations are key. Say it again. I'll say it again. Alterations is key. And even if, like, for example, body types, like if you have broad shoulders, try to wear a deconstructed jacket. If you, if you have more if you have broader shoulders than your like legs kind of stand, try to do not a slim fit pant, like a normal fit pant. Like straight fit, so that your knees, it doesn't come into your knees so much. And obviously hems should never be super wide, but if it looks better on you to not have a skinny pant, then
go with that.
Yeah, go with that.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Answered a lot of questions I always wanted to know. I think that we should probably go on and answer some questions. I don't know if Julian is a little off camera over here, wants to throw us some.
Yeah. So first thing, one of the questions is about in the new collection, there's the bourbon signature color. So people wanted to know what you think are good colors of suits to pair with the bourbon signature.
So let's grab.
Do we have it here?
Yeah. Yeah, so this is our whole cut in bourbon signature. So
love this.
Thank you. Yeah, we actually spent a lot of time shooting this one and pairing this with a lot of different things. It's nice because it photographs well, it stands out.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you put together lots of eclectic outfits with it.
Mm-hmm.
But like how do you think that, like, again, typical day-to-day wear, like how do you put this together?
For a business guy, I mean, this can go with a navy suit. It can go with a tan suit. I know some guys don't wear tan to work, but
so pretty much anything.
Yeah, really anything.
Black, I don't know.
I'm not against it. I'm not against doing it with a black suit because it'll stand out. Yeah. But yeah, this would be my favorite with a navy suit. Navy window pane or a plaid suit, make it funky.
Awesome.
So the next question comes in about shoes like this,
mm-hmm.
where it's a dress shoe on the top, but the outsoles are different, almost like sneaker bottoms in a sense. But I want to know if you think that that's something that's going to be around for a while, if that's more like a short-term trend.
I think this will be around for a while. Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think this will be around for a while. It's been around actually quite some time. This is for the comfort guy, and honestly, Americans are all about comfort.
Yeah.
And it still looks good. It's still chic. So I think this is a good buy. I think it'll be around.
And this is actually not something that we've released yet, but we'll probably be releasing over the next few months. So it's a coming soon shoe. It's a preview.
Yeah.
So
next
question comes in about wearing navy blue suits. I want to know, what colors do you recommend for navy blue suits when they want to switch it up? Like, what are some of the color palettes you would suggest for a navy suit with shoes?
For shoes?
Yeah, for shoes.
Oh, I think navy goes with everything. I think navy can go with the ox blood. Look, guys think that you can only wear brown shoes with navy, but I love black and navy. I think black and navy is like so chic. So yeah, even the some of the yellow, some of the what's this color?
The bourbon.
The bourbon color. Okay. Wait.
Yeah.
It is. It's the same. Okay.
We're just a little bit brighter.
We're brighter over here.
It's one of the challenges we have, showing the shoes in light, no light.
Even navy on navy. I love a navy dress shoe also. Like with navy, you don't have to be afraid. You could do anything really. Only thing I wouldn't do is like a weird gray. You can do like a dark gray.
But not too light.
Yeah.
How about blacks with navy?
I love black with navy. I think black with navy is awesome, but some guys are like, even you, Paul. I remember, I think one of our first few shoots, you're like, with navy? Like that black shoe with navy?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes.
Yeah. And it looked good at the end.
And it looked good.
But that I think goes back to being able to pull it off. Like, I don't think I can pull that off, but it all depends on the person and the style. I'm probably more traditional, like brown with navy. I do like navy with navy. But yeah, I think it takes more of a special person to pull off the black. I think it ended up looking great. Like, I know you insisted on it. I kind of like give you a little bit of pushback, but you were right. You were right there. So
Escobar has a question for Lina. What made you go into menswear, and why Ace Marks?
Why Ace Marks? Okay.
How did we start?
So I went into menswear because I took a menswear class when I was in college, and that was my first experience with menswear, and it was actually very challenging because anything before that I had only known women's wear. I had only tried to work in women's wear. So I remember my first drawings, my first sketches with like designing menswear, I presented it to my professor and he was like, "What is this, a blouse?" So yeah, like that class and that professor actually taught me a lot. And so with Ace and Marks, we got together because our photographer was yeah. So our awesome photographer, Emmanuel Sanchez Monsalve, he recommended me to work with Ace Marks, but I also really believed in the brand and loved the shape of the shoes, and I loved all the colors they were coming out with. And obviously you can make a shoe brand, but if the shape's not right, it's just not good.
Yeah, and
yeah,
you're 100% right on that. I didn't mean to cut you off, but you spoke to my heart there, because the whole shape part is like, that's the key difference between lots of different brands. Like getting that last that dictates the shape, it dictates the look, it dictates the fit, the sizing. That shape dictates everything, and it really makes a difference between a shoe that fits and looks nice and one that's not as nice.
Exactly. And you guys are a good price range, but you still get the quality, luxury shape. Because a cheap shoe with a bad shape is just a no-go.
Yeah.
So Gil has a question here, and he wants to know. I'm going to rephrase this question a little bit, but what are your favorite types of shoes and boots for men? And to elaborate on that, if you were trying to choose your first shoes with so many styles, Oxfords, wingtips, and then going into boots, there's Chelsea boots and Chucka boots. How would you go about formulating your first 5? Like, which styles to get?
Okay. So I would, like I said before, I would do a black cap toe, just because you can wear that with anything. You can even push it into black tie formal if you needed to. So if you need to buy one shoe, it would be that one. And then I would do a dark brown wingtip, or even like a medallion toe, or something like that.
Double monks, which today
and the double monk could be in any color. You can get a double monk strap in any color. A black one is super chic also. You could wear the black with or a brown one with jeans at any time, and your suit. So that one transitions pretty well. And then obviously if you're in the summer climates,
like we are,
we're always in the summer. You do like a loafer. A loafer is pretty good for anything. A loafer is good for travel businessmen that don't have TSA pre-check. You could just slip them off and slip them right on.
Absolutely.
and that's good. And then a dress boot. A black dress boot. It could be a Chelsea boot. It could be like a wingtip boot, like the ones that you guys have. I love that boot. That boot with a good hem, you could wear to the office in winter, and that is like awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And actually, what's interesting about the double monks, how like they've always been around, but like today, I've seen guys send those pictures. They're wearing a black double monk, getting married in their formal wear. You can wear the same double monks with a pair of jeans.
Yeah.
Right. So it's really cool how that double monk became like a real versatile go-to shoe, because I'd say cap toe Oxford doesn't necessarily look great with a pair of jeans. You can obviously wear one.
Unless it's like a derby.
Yes.
A derby one looks good.
Yeah. That definitely looks good with a pair of jeans.
Yeah.
But a monk strap, it kind of just can go go with anything these days.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
that's pretty cool.
So next question comes in about this shoe, which is the Jordan loafer. So they want to know what would you wear that with? What colors? What suits? Casual? Style that for them.
Casual and business?
Sure.
Okay.
Can I give you a second to think about that?
Yeah.
So I'll kill some time here for you.
Okay.
If you remember, we did a style like this about 2 years ago, and then really like randomly you put it together, and you put it together in like this way, which in my life I would have thought looked good, with like plaid pants, crazy socks, like, and we did it on a crazy background, and like it looked amazing.
I wish we could pull the picture up.
Yeah. It was like thrown together last seconds. We're like, yeah, let's just take that picture. Like,
and I think even I was kind of like, I don't know about it, and then it looked good in the end.
It looked really good, but
okay, so for casual, I would do this. I mean, you know, some guys don't like turtlenecks, but I think turtlenecks are so chic. But even if you don't like turtlenecks, you could do a sweater or a turtleneck, some jeans, and these shoes. As long as your hem is at the right place, which, you know, you should show a little skin. Or you could also just cuff your denim, but it should be like a nice clean dark denim.
Absolutely.
Not all those whiskers that and all that wash that jeans have now. And stay away from tan wash jeans. I hate tan wash jeans.
I'm definitely not into the whole wash. I'm more of a dark denim guy.
There's the picture.
I'm gonna show you guys the picture. These were the ones.
Yeah.
I think they were called the Kevin.
They were. Do we have those styled with like how she styled them with the models?
Have that picture, but at least they saw them styled.
It's a great picture. Actually, I think Gentleman's Gazette has a picture in that in one of his one of his manuals. Yeah.
So yeah, you could do these with jeans. You could do these with like a nice like chino, like a trouser. And then you could transition into the office. You could do it with a navy suit. You could do it with, you know, a darker gray suit, and this brown shoe. Some people wouldn't do it, but I would. And you could tie in the brown with your tie, you know, even if it just has a hint of tan or something, you know, it'll tie it right back in.
Can you wear it with shorts?
No.
The wingtip kills it.
Yeah, the wingtip kind of kills it because it's almost like it's got a slipper top, and I wouldn't do a slipper with shorts.
I gotta remind you, you actually did it.
Did I do it?
We did. We had a Croc slipper that you paired with shorts. We had a Diablo colored Croc slipper. It looked really good too.
Did it?
I actually did find it.
You did. Awesome.
So I did find the picture here.
So this is she styled this a couple of years back, and I completely thought that was going to be a fail when the models walked out with that. But yeah, it was pretty cool.
Let me see if I can get it in focus. There we go. So you can see there. It's a really cool contrast with the socks that we're chosen. Yeah, so you can see which one.
Oh yeah. Yeah, funky. We went funky with it.
Yeah.
You see what I mean about mixing patterns too? Like some of the socks were striped, and then the pant was plaid, and then the shoe was two-toned. It was craziness.
And the carpet and the back.
Yeah.
That's why it looked so crazy, but it ended up looking like amazing.
And that's actually pretty in for spring summer, guys. 2019. It's in to like mix patterns. Obviously not when you're going to work. You're not going to wear a plaid jacket and a striped pant. But if you're in a casual setting and you know you want to switch it up, you can do that.
I think actually in the last Sea Games, Justice Winslow was wearing some crazy patterns. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I mean, right now, really anything goes. Yeah. As long as you know how to carry it, anything goes.
That's important.
Yeah.
So what do you think about? What about belts? How important of a rule is it to match your shoes exactly? If not, like what colors can you mix with it? What about materials too? If it's leather shoe, should it be a leather belt?
I don't love belts unless you need them. That's why tailoring is important. If
so even on a suit, like no belt?
So I love a side tab on a suit.
Okay.
So if you're getting a custom suit, obviously you can ask for the side tabs. They just adjust to your waist, and it's like you don't need a belt.
Yeah.
And then
it's a nice clean look.
Yeah, it's a very clean look. But a belt does come in handy. Like if you're like broader in the shoulders and then kind of slimmer at the in the legs, a belt breaks up the difference. So that's a good thing. But if you're matching your belt, it comes off, I don't know, for me it comes off like you're trying really, really hard. And for me, the important thing is effortlessness, and it's actually pretty hard to look effortless. But so I don't think belts should match. And I don't think textures need to match either. I would do a suede belt with a leather shoe. Yeah, I mean, everyone, it gives you depth. It gives you it just looks cooler, And if you're not matching your belt, like you could probably do like a tan belt with a brown shoe,
like
or
same color family,
but just a little difference. Yeah, a little different. It doesn't need to be exactly the same. Yeah. Guys, throw the rules out the windows.
Actually, you know what I do a lot? I tend to wear a gray belt, a dark gray belt. And I feel like that goes with just about anything that I wear. Like that'll go with my black shoes, with my brown shoes, with my blue shoes.
Yeah, that's true.
And I actually have one gray belt that I just do with everything. So
good thinking.
Yeah. So do we have any other questions?
Yeah. So last question comes down to basically, what do you prefer more? Do you like combat style boots, chukka boots, or Chelsea boots? Another good question.
Depends on where you're wearing them too. But if you're gonna have only one boot, I would do a Chelsea boot. I would do a Chelsea boot.
It's the most versatile. It's got a clean front.
Yeah.
That combat boot becomes a little bit more specific.
Yeah. And the Chelsea boot's not dressy enough if you need to transition.
Yeah.
Sorry, chukka. I said chukka. I meant chukka.
Yeah. We know what you meant.
Yeah.
So, right. Do we have any other questions? No more questions? Awesome. I think that our 20 minutes are pretty much up, Lina. Thank you very much for joining us.
I'm so happy to give my knowledge. And you guys can follow me on Instagram at Lina Gosh. That's LinaGosh. And I have all kinds of projects that I post about on my stories, so you guys can watch my stories and all that good stuff. Thank you for coming here and asking your questions, and I'm so happy I can give you guys my knowledge.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Lina. Hopefully we can have you again soon.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, guys.